There it goes. Okay. Okay. Hi, Kathy. My name is Julie Bergman. I'm a nurse practitioner. So tell me what brings you in today?
Well, I'm here because I need my Xanax. I have not um, been able to get my refills, and the therapist I saw last week took me off my medications.
Okay. Um, so I did look over that note, and it looks like you've been using Xanax kind of daily. For how long have you been using it?
Oh, a long time. I, it's been a long time, but I need it, and I used to. It was as needed, and in the last few months, I've been taking it 3 times a day.
Wow, okay. So 3 times a day. Can you tell me what you've been taking this medication for?
I just, I can't sleep, and I'm really anxious all the time. Um, and it just helps me. It just helps me keep myself composed.
Okay, composed. So can you tell me what you mean by composed?
Not anxious, and when I'm anxious, I can't think straight, and I'm just nervous, and I don't know. I'm just not able to function.
Okay. So the thing about Xanax is it's highly addictive, and it also kind of creates a lot of rebound anxiety. And so I wonder if what you're talking about, that you can't function, is more of a result of the medication and not maybe so much you. What do you think about that?
Well, when I take it, I feel fine and I feel better. So, I can imagine that it's the medicine.
Hmm.
That's why I need it. That's why I've been taking it to help
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, that it helps, but so the thing is with this medication is, again, it's highly addictive, and it actually makes anxiety worse over time, and that's why the previous therapist kind of stopped this medication for you. So it's not the safest option or the safest alternative for anxiety. So can you tell me what kind of things are going on in your day-to-day life that are making you anxious?
Um, I'm just anxious all the time. I'm just, it's nothing different. Work, is busy and it's stressful. Um, but there's really nothing. That's just the way I've been.
Okay. Well, I wonder if, you would be open to some therapy sessions. I think we could get you to a much better place without the Xanax. I think at this point, because you've been using it for so long, it's doing probably more harm than good. And so we have other medications that we can try instead of this drug. If you would be willing, I can certainly give you some buspirone today, which is a non-addictive medication, but that should help with anxiety. And then I'm wondering if you're open to doing some regular counseling. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't think I need counseling. I just need my medicine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I,
don't know what counseling is going to do for me.
right. Um, well, I hear what you're saying, that you just, that's what you were used to and you want to go back to that. But the thing is, as prescribers, we're getting a lot of pressure that this medication is not a safe drug for kind of routine anxiety treatment. So unfortunately, I cannot refill the Xanax, and I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but I am more than happy to give you other medication alternatives that are just safer for you in the long run, and I truly think will make your anxiety better in the long run. And then, you know, I could give you these meds and you could try it and then come back and, you know, maybe we can take a look at what's going on day to day in your life and just see where we can make some improvements.
Okay.
All
Well, what
right.
am I going to do in the meantime?
Well, so again, I can't refill the Xanax, but I can give you Buspirone. So I'll give you Buspirone 5 milligrams 3 times a day until maybe what we'll do is we could do weekly visits. That's been helpful because I have other patients in your, you know, kind of in your similar situation, where over time they've been pretty successful. So with coming in more often and just getting them to a better place. So I could give you Boost 5 milligrams 3 times a day, and then you could come back in a week and we'll see if this helps. So this gives you coverage for the full day. And but I do want to really look at your day-to-day habits when you come back, and maybe if you could keep like a mood journal for me and write down what was making you anxious and when you felt like you needed to take the medication, and bring that journal back in a week, and then we'll just take a look at it together and see how we can kind of fine tune and see what your triggers are and how we can help you. But the med will give you coverage for now.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for, you know, giving it a try. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in a week.
Okay.
All right, let me go upstairs. I didn't realize they were going to come back from the neighbors. Let me just run upstairs really fast.
You want to pause? You want to pause that?
Yes. Just a second. Sorry. All right, we're back.
Hi, Kathy. My name is Yasli. I'm a nurse practitioner. And can you tell me why you're here today?
Yeah, I'm just here for some Xanax. I just need some Xanax refilled.
Okay. And why are you using Xanax?
Xanax is my primary care. Gave it to me 10 years ago, and it's been no problem, and I've been taking it for 10 years, and I just take it for anxiety, and I just need it to function, and it's not been a problem, and all of a sudden now it's a problem, and I don't understand.
How often have you been taking it?
How often? I take it like a couple times a day to help with just so I can get my job done and, you know, do the things I need to do.
And can you tell me a little bit more about why you feel you need Xanax to help you function and get through your day?
I'm just super irritable without Xanax, and I just need it. I just get panic attacks, and I just get so wound up I can't do my job, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job, so then I take this medication.
Gotcha. So what other symptoms are you experiencing besides irritability and the panic attacks? Are there any other things that you're been feeling?
No, not really. I mean, I get angry if I don't get my Xanax.
Got it. But I can understand, and I can understand. Sounds like you sound a little bit nervous about not having it, and the potential of losing your job. However, some of the things that you're mentioning, the irritability, the being irritable, being very upset and angry at times, can be some of the side effects of long-term use of Xanax. And so looking over your record, your medical record, I saw that the therapist you saw who did not refill your prescription did that because there's a belief or a thought that you potentially could have gotten addicted to the Xanax, and that it is causing you adverse effects, or basically it's doing the opposite of what it should be doing. when you first started taking it. And so that's why that happened. So can you tell me a little bit more about what other things have you done in the past, or have you done even currently, to help with your anxiety when you feel anxious and like at work and you get these panic attacks? Is there any other things that you have done that have helped you kind of calm down and feel better besides the medication?
I mean, no, like I don't really have any other, I don't have any other really good ways to deal with this.
Okay. Have you thought about what could you do to deal with the anxiety and the panic attacks? How long have you not had the Xanax so far? Since when?
I mean, it's been a week now, and I feel like I'm like withdrawing pretty bad.
Hmm. And so you haven't had it for a week,
Hmm.
and you've survived, right? And you said you've taken it every day, so here you are, strong and surviving past that. So what kind of things have you done in the past week to manage?
I mean, I started smoking again.
Okay. That's not a particular healthy habit. I'm sure that that's not what you probably wanted, but I can imagine that that probably helps you calm yourself a little bit, ease that anxiety a little bit.
Hmm.
So we can definitely work on that and see if we could maybe not have you smoke, but understandable that that might be one way to right now manage that. So I understand what you just said, and you have started smoking, and you have um, definitely, I want to again commend you for managing for a week when you said that you can be without it. And here you are, and you have been without it. So just some putting it in perspective, I guess, for you to maybe see how strong you are in reference to being able to manage without being dependent on the medication. We definitely do have some other medications that are safer that we can look at and give you some options and um, help you with that, because I cannot prescribe you the Xanax because that would be unhealthy for you and not something safe. I'm not sure if you're aware that Xanax is not for long-term use. So I'm sure when your primary care physician gave it to you 10 years ago, it was probably more for short-term use, and then it became very long-term, which can have pretty bad effects, which is, I think, what we're seeing now, especially with you taking it so frequent. And can I ask you if you could tell me more about how did you become from maybe taking it once or twice to now taking it a few times a day? What's changed in your life?
I mean, I have a lot of kids, so they're getting older, and it's just a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my
So,
job and I gotta pay bills. So yeah, I have a lot to manage.
so I'm hearing you say that the stress of managing everything kind of makes it has made it a little more difficult.
Hmm.
And what kind of support do you have in around you, in your household or your family around you or friends that could help you with the workload of the kids maybe, or
Well,
any?
we can't, I mean, I live with my husband but we can't pay our bills, so we're gonna have to move in with his parents. But then I
Mhm,
guess then they'll be able to help.
mhm. And that's I can probably imagine how difficult that may be and scary to not be able to financially right now manage and wonder how you're going to make it from one day to the next. And so I can see how that can cause increased anxiety, and then trying to keep your job to be able to manage that. So that's very understandable. So what kind of things do you think you can do in the meantime to try to help you with your panic attacks and your anxiety? Um, we've said a few things, which is one that your husband's parents potentially can help a little bit with the load, even though that most likely is not the most ideal thing that you would want. But what other things do you think you can put in place to try to help you with your anxiety in the meantime?
Well, I guess I can try walking. Or do you have any other medications you could give me?
Yes, and we do have some medications that we can give you, and I'll definitely prescribe you something that is healthier for you. And then we can maybe talk. I would like for us to meet every week if you're open to that, so that we can try to together get to the core of why your anxiety has stemmed. And now you've had this for the last 10 years, it sounds like, and so it might be beneficial. I think it will be beneficial for us to discuss that further and get to the root of that, to help you get through that and help you get off medication, hopefully off medication. What are your thoughts on that? And I guess on a scale of 0 to 10, how willing are you at this point in time to make a potential change? What, on a scale of 0 to 10, where will you be right now?
I mean, right now I'm still at like a 2 or 3. So I just feel like I'm going to need some medication help until I can get to a better place.
And that's 2 or 3 is very reasonable, and I think that that's a good step. To me, it sounds like you definitely there's a desire potentially to make a change and not be dependent on a pill to help you through your day. Does that sound about right?
I mean, that would be ideal, right? Yeah.
So that's wonderful, and I think that's a great thing. And so I'll prescribe you, give you a prescription for some medication that you can take instead of the Xanax. And then next week we'll talk more and kind of walk through some options and steps. And if I may ask you to do one thing for me before, that way you bring it with you next week, is if you could jot down every day how you felt and what caused the anxiety. So when you're feeling anxious, if you could just jot down, when you were anxious and what you believe brought that on. That would be really helpful for us to talk next week and kind of try to pinpoint what kind of things bring that panic and that anxiety up for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions that you have?
No. Mm-mm.
Well, we will call a script into your pharmacy that we have on record, okay? Mm-hmm. And we will get your prescription for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You